Hello, all my ghouls and geistes out there. It's your clinically diagnosed ghost host for most, Care with a K. Today, we're asking Spirit, why did they reject you? And that could be for anything. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could be a project. It could be them saying no for a certain reason. For something you wanted, obviously. We're going to go with our dice today. Number 1 will be the red dice. Two will be the tan or the glow in the dark, plain white ghosty dice. And number 3 will be the purple dice. Purple is a favorite of mine. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Take as long as you need. Meditate on it. Think about it. And I'll see you guys in your pile. Hello, Group 1, to everyone who picked this red dice here. And we're going to ask Spirit, why did they reject you? I'll give it a quick roll beforehand. Could be any sort of number that could be pretty important to you or mean something. Whoop. We have 16. Alrighty. Spirit Ancestors Guides. It's for pile 1. Why did the person they're thinking about reject you? Why did they say no? It doesn't make any sense. We need it to make some sense. Please bring some sense to the situation. Pile 1. Ancestors Guides. Why did their person reject them? Here we get the Wheel of Fortune. It's a timing issue. It always is. If it's romantic, then obviously they have some shit they need to go through, or they're in a relationship. They're just, this isn't the right time. Why person 1? Pile 1's person rejected. I get the 8 of Cups. They feel like what you're about isn't exactly what they're about. Maybe you have some traits that remind them of somebody who has hurt them in the past, and they kind of don't want to deal with that anymore. And that's not even just romantic. That's like, even if you were approached for like a job thing, and you were displaying traits like of a former boss or something that's just like controlling, micromanaging, things like that, they're just not into it. We got the Ace of Coins. They might have a new opportunity elsewhere. Something that catches their interests more. Something else. I got the Ten of Cups in reverse. Yeah, something about you is triggering for them. Emotionally, mentally. They just don't know how to deal with you. They don't know how they could exist in a situation with you in which it would make them happy in the end. Alright, we got the Five of Cups in reverse. And we have the Queen of Coins in the upright. So yeah, they're making money and doing good things somewhere else. Like they found something that they feel like could really help them grow into a better person, and it's not where you are. They don't want to feel bad. Like both of these feeling cards are in reverse. Like they're really dodging away from anything that could make them feel negatively, and you kind of make them feel negatively. And I'm not saying that's a slight against you. This person has their own trauma. I have no idea what it is, but something about you just sets it off, and they're like, I can't do this right now. Like, there's no way right now in my mental state that I'm in that I can handle you in any, context. All right, we have the World on the bottom of the deck. So yeah, they're working through a cycle right now, and it's just, it doesn't align with where you are currently. I don't think it has anything to do with you. It's really this person's trauma. We have Avocado Dragon with patience. I mean, really just give this person space. They're working through it, but if you're crowding them, it's gonna get worse and they're not gonna come back, They need friends. They don't need clingy people that are smothering them, basically. And that could be, again, not just romance. That could be friendship or a work situation or anything like that. They don't need somebody who's, like, they're dealing with the stuff that's triggering them about you, and if you're just in their face, they're never going to process it, because they're too busy wondering why you're in their face all the time, and they're too busy confronted with the reality of you to process, like, how they feel in the situation and getting distance from the triggers and things like that. Being around the thing that triggers you isn't always the way to process it, you know what I mean? And it could even be your clinginess. It could be something that triggers them, and that would double down on how, like, the badness of that. Alright, we have the Five of Cups in reverse again with aim. Reveals secrets and increases one's intellect, spreads destruction by fire. So yeah, they're they're feeling pretty bad, excuse me. Alright, let's grab these. Why did pile one's person evacuate? Why did they reject them? Alright, we have a Grootsling with cruelty in reverse. So yeah, like I was saying, I don't think it has anything to do with you. I don't think you're a bad person. This person just needs to deal with their shit. and they think somewhere else is a better opportunity than where you are. Right? And we have Kitsune with wisdom. They need to gather knowledge, basically. They might be young or something. They might not know what they need to, like, they might not be emotionally mature enough to deal with it in a healthy way. So instead of like telling you, they're just gonna ghost you or something like that. Yeah, they haven't arrived. Yeah, so that's what I have for you, Pile 1. Thank you so much for joining me. Be safe out there. May the hunters never find you. Hello, Group 2. To everyone who picked this glow-in-the-dark dice, we're going to give them a quick roll, see if a number might be important to you, and then we'll ask why your person rejected you. Alright, we have 13. Lucky number 13. That could be a date or a birthday or something significant to you. Alright, Spirit. Pile 2. Why did their person reject them? Why? The main energy of why. Pile 2's person rejected them, please. Alright, we have the Magician in reverse. They don't feel confident about their self. Your person is not awoken to the wonderfulness that resides within their self. It's just low self-esteem issues. And it doesn't matter what they kind of project on, like, the surface. Self-esteem is not necessarily how you act. Like, how you act can be like, oh, they do have low self-esteem. But then low self-esteem could also be parading as high self-esteem to make people not think they have low self-esteem. You know what I mean? Like, it's, it is what, like, both of those things are true all the time. Humans are complicated. We have the 6 cups. You could remind them of their childhood. That could not be a good thing. You could be their friend, and they could see you as a friend, and a friend alone, nothing else, not a business partner, not a romantic partner, just a friend. Alright, we have the 8 of Pentacles, which leads me to believe they are working on themselves at the moment. They don't really have space to entertain, like, other people. Why did they reject? Out to the Lovers. If it's romantic, they probably already have a partner, or they probably already have someone they have feelings for, and it's not you. And this kind of reminds me of a situation my friend is in, where they're in a relationship, right? But because this guy, he's kind of focused on his own work, his own stuff. They're in a relationship, but they're kind of like, they're only in the relationship because they have been in the relationship before they started, like, working on themselves. And there's no reason for them not to be in a relationship. Like, they don't want to hurt their partner, but they're like, I don't, like, this isn't, I'm not, like, lit up by this, you know what I mean? Like, they're probably in a state where they're just, nothing is good for them, because we got the Magician in reverse as the main energy, so, like, they're really not feeling themselves. They're not really in a place where they can do much of anything else for anyone else except for themselves. They barely could even do that. They're not here to be the crux upon which someone else's mental state hinges. Alright, we have the Page of Swords. And we have the Three of Cups. And we have the Emperor. So this person is really trying to control their life. Like, they're working on their own shit. And the Emperor is really about, like, stepping into power, being a protector, becoming the person they want to be. And they're really trying to find a way to enjoy life again. Three of Cups is really about, like, celebration. They're not good at communicating. They want to, like, they're at the beginning. They're at the beginning stages of trying to communicate. But until they can get into their Emperor energy, they don't have the width to do so. They're depressed. Like, there's, like, nothing. Like, I know this person is depressed. They have depression, and they're not in a space to entertain you as a serious part of their life. Like, Three of Cups could also be, like, player energy. Could also be, like, they're, like, shopping around. My mom used to say, like, I'm sorry, that's not a good thing. They're keeping their options open because they're not done working on themselves. They don't want to, like, settle down into a relationship, especially if they're already in a relationship and they would have to go through the energy of breaking up with that person to get with another person. They just want to exist and not have to worry about other people. They want to be irresponsible until they can be sure of themselves. Because they're kind of floating right now. Like, they're working on themselves diligently, but they're not, like, taking anything too seriously. This is a Page of Swords. Like, they're not trying super hard. They're just saying, maybe I should put in the effort, you know? They're at the beginning stages of transfer. Like, they're not in their Emperor energy yet. They're just doing their best, and they can't take care of you at the moment. Emotionally. Anything else for pile 2? Why they got rejected by their person. We have the Three of Pentacles as well. So as you know, the threes are very polyamorous situation to me. Very third party. So I feel like this person might be in a relationship. They might be considering, like, what life path is for them. And like, where they're at right now is in the middle of figuring it out. They haven't arrived, and anything like a romance would be too much for them to handle right now, because they don't even know where they're at in their life, like choosing where they are in their life path. We have the Six of Swords on the bottom. So they're trying to go to a calmer place. They're trying to figure it out. They're just not there yet. They're in transit, mentally. And you would be a burden to them. Not in a negative way, but just like, well, I mean, I guess burdens are negative, but they're not saying that you would hold them back or anything. It's just mentally they work better when they're alone, figuring their shit out. And I think maybe with this Lover's card, if they did have someone, or they do have someone, it kind of takes all of their energy to deal with their lover, because they looks like a kind person, like a considerate person, but they need friends more than they need lovers, and they're trying to figure out their life. They're trying to gain confidence and come out of this depression. And being in a relationship does help to some extent people who are depressed. But I think this person's going through more than just depression. You know, they're trying to figure out their where they're fitting in life right now, and they can't take on anyone else's problems at the moment. Alright, for pile 2. And a person that rejected them. Anything else? Alright, we have patience. Oh. We have patience and companion, with the peanut butter dragon and the avocado dragon. So yeah, I was saying up here with the Six of Cups that they need a friend. They don't need a lover at the moment. They're going through shit, so you gotta have patience with them. Like, they're doing their best, but they can't hold you up as well as themselves. Like, they don't want to drown, you know? Like, I was getting that with this, water. They don't want to fall in and drown. So, just hold their hand while they're going through stuff. Being friends isn't a consolation prize to love. Being friends can be just as deep and fulfilling, if not more. Like, if you truly like someone, being their friend can be a lot better than being their lover, depending on how they treat those respective roles in their lives. Alright, we got the Five of Swords with Sabnok. Builds high towers, castles, and cities, afflicts men for many days with wounds full of rotten maggots. Huh. That's something. Five of Swords is like a mental fight, like an argument. Like, they don't want to have to deal with things stressing them out more than they're already kind of stressed out. It would be a fight, basically, if they were to accept your proposal. Alright, we have Cerberus with duty in reverse. That's not their job. That ain't my job. Take care of you. They want to be irresponsible, I was saying. And we also have struggle with the Hydra. Yeah, so they're going through it. They don't have the bandwidth to deal with other people in serious situations that have to deal with them. So yeah, that's what I have for you, Pile 2. Thank you so much for joining me. Be safe out there. May the hunters never find you. Hola, Group 3. People who picked the purple dice. We're going to give him a roll. Then we will get into asking the spirit why your person rejected you. Alright, we got 19. That could be an important year, an important age, an important number, date, etc. Alright, spirit. Alright, we have the Two of Swords as your main energy. So your person's kind of feeling stuck. They rejected you because they don't know what to do. Excuse me. They're probably going through a heavy situation right now. Why did Pile 2's person reject them? Spirit, please. We've got the Death in reverse. Another stagnant card. This person just really doesn't know what they're doing in life. They're really confused. They're not changing. They're very stuck in whatever mind or thought pattern that they're in. Alright, we got the High Priestess. And we have the Devil in reverse. Got Death and the Devil. So this person is trying to stay in a situation that doesn't serve them and they know it. It's a very toxic situation. They know it's like bad. Usually in the Two of Swords, the person's blindfolded on the ground. So like they're literally shutting their eyes to this situation that they know is bad for them. They know it's bad, but like they have the good sense to not drag you into it. You know what I mean? Like their intuition's like, I know this is bad. I know this is not a good place for anyone to be, but it makes me feel good and I don't have any other coping mechanisms right now. But I don't want to drag anyone down with me. Alright, we got the Six of Wands in reverse. Yeah, this person is not feeling on top of their game. They know that they're not in a good place. They know that this is not anything to aspire to. They're a wreck. Even if they don't let you know, like even if you don't know what they're going through, like especially, like why would they tell you, you know? Like if they're like on cocaine or something and you're like, hey, are you doing this? They would probably say, no, I don't do it, just, you know, so you wouldn't think less of them. But they would never drag you into that. They would never drag you into, like, a negative situation that would ruin your chances of a future, you know? Like, I think they care about you. Enough, you know? Look at the Eight of Wands in reverse. Basically, it's a slow death. Whatever they're doing. It could be gang related, it could be drugs, it could be, you know, crime related. They just would hate to see you be slowly corrupted or dragged away from the goodness that you are to them. They're basically white knighting you here. They're like, nah, you don't want to be with a crook like me. Alright, we got the Ace of Swords in reverse, which tells me, yeah, they definitely aren't telling you about this, like, this shit that they're doing or going through. All the bad stuff. And we also have the Three of Swords in reverse, which is, like I was saying, they're white knighting you. They don't want to hurt you. They literally they're trying to protect you by telling you to stay away from them. Because they're not willing to give up the shit that they're going through. And it's not even, like, it could be that they like to do it, and they know it's, like, toxic, but, like, that's, like, their coping strategy. It could also be, like, they need to do it for money reasons, because we live in a capitalist society, and it's really hard for a bunch of people. But they don't want you to have to deal with any of that heartbreak or pain that comes with the things that they do. The person that they are right now. Here we got the Eight of Coins. It is a job, money situation, like I was just saying. They are working. Could be that they are working towards it. They are working towards getting out of this bad stuff. We also have the Ten of Swords. So yeah, that's a cycle ending. So yeah, they're working on getting better and getting out of it, but they can't have you involved in it. You know, they can't. They don't want you to be hurt by their fucking choices. We got the Five of Coins in reverse. There's a skull on the money. Blood money. So whatever they're doing for money. So they cannot be poor anymore. And it's like it could be a crime, it could be something negative that they're doing, and they just don't want you to be a part of it. They don't want to hurt you. They don't want anything. They don't want any of their consequences to affect you in any way. Which is sweet in a way. I mean, I guess you can make your own choices. They are trying to get out of it, so, I mean, patience when it comes to this person, I guess. I think of the Watermelon Dragon with success. Which I feel is they're going to succeed in getting out of it. They're going to succeed, they're going to get money, then they're going to transition out without too much of a problem. Not that it will be seamless, of course, it rarely is in this kind of situation. Unless they're young, you know, if you're young and you just do stupid shit and they're on their way to being a better person. That's arduous, but good for them. We also got mystery with the pumpkin dragon, so that just gives me more like confirmation that they're not telling you things, which I mean is probably for the best in this kind of situation, to be fair. All right, we have will-o-wisp and guidance. You might even be a good influence on this person. And they just don't want to ruin that by bringing you into this shitty situation at the moment. And like, even if it's not like job related, romance related. All right, we have the Hanged Man with Bifrons. Teaches natural and planetary sciences, lights corpse lights above graves, and moves bodies so the souls may be stolen. They're criminal. It's just, I just I just think it's funny when that kind of stuff happens. Yeah, they just really want things to change before they consider like romance or doing anything with you, like a job or something. Like, they wouldn't mind, but right now they don't want to drag you into a business. They don't want you to experience the negative things they're experiencing, so they rejected whatever you asked of them. That's what I have for you, Pile 3. Thank you so much for joining me. Be safe out there with all of this going on. Be safe, and may the hunters never find you.